The Sevier County Sports Report presents the season preview with the Northview Academy Cougars and Coach Justin Anderson.
All right, we're here with Coach Justin Anderson, Northview Academy Cougars, entering your fifth year, Coach. So far, how has your preseason camp, summer camp went for you?
I feel like our kids are buying into our culture and doing everything we're asking them to do. And, we've seen a lot of progress from last year, the last few years to this year, just seeing what our culture is, and our kids are starting to believe and buy into what we've been trying to preach here the last 4 years. And I'm excited to see how the off-season workouts, the winter workouts and stuff, felt like we've got a lot stronger and faster. It's just how does our football IQ carry over from what they know and really know to on the field. That's the thing I want to see is are we really developing kids and seeing them growth and see how they react.
So what has impressed you the most about this team so far?
Leadership, camaraderie of kids just believing in the system, believing in each other, and that's been the biggest thing I've seen this year.
How has your team improved the most since your spring practice? From spring, we're only about, 3 weeks into summer, so what have you seen?
Knowledge, knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. It's a lot, fundamentals. We've really concentrated on the little things, the fundamentals of football, and that's been a big plus in what I've seen them do.
What's going to be the biggest challenge and room for improvement between now and week one? You've got the Jamboree next Friday. So what needs to improve the most?
The biggest thing is belief, confidence in themselves, seeing believing what they're doing. That's going to be the big thing, how we react to adversity. You're always going to have adversity first game or two. Your biggest improvements usually from week one to week two. So we're just going in trying to keep that learning curve very minimum. We want to have it to where we go in week one, we're ready, and that learning curve is not that big for week two. So we're putting them in some stressful situations, adverse situations, and trying to get them to respond in a positive way. Everything's got to be positive, no negatives, and that's what we want to be.
You'd mentioned the leadership so far. Who has emerged so far through camp as your leader?
Well, we had camp. We reported last Sunday and stayed here overnight in the field house for left Wednesday, and right when we left, we voted for team captains, and we had 3 kids that I felt was very well deserving. Elijah Sutton was one of them, and then Wade Watkins was another one, and then our captain was Austin West. He's probably overall one of the overall not very much vocal leader, but leader by action.
So how have your underclassmen stepped up so far through the camp?
We got a lot of freshmen and sophomores. We're expecting a lot out of those freshmen and sophomores coming in. There's going to be a lot of. Last year we started 4 freshmen, and they don't look like sophomores this year. You're thinking them as juniors or seniors, but they're really just sophomores. We got a lot of sophomores. Our sophomore and junior class is really talented. Really got a chance to do something special, and I think they're over the learning curve. Usually you come into your sophomore year and you hit that sophomore hump, but now it's like they're going into their junior year instead of sophomore because they played as freshmen. So the learning curve has really been exceptional, how well they've overcame it and things like that.
What can your fans expect both on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side?
We're going to be physical. We're going to line up and play smash mouth football. We're going to run triple option on offense, and defensively we're going to run to the football and go make things happen, swarm to the ball, and drive and create chaos.
So what do you want the identity of that defense to be after the game? Like you said, you want it to be a smash mouth identity.
Yeah, we want to be a physical football team. We want to arrive, do our talking with our helmets, face masks, and we want to be able to people when they know they play us, they know they played us because we're a physical football team. And that's a lot of times in high school football anymore. You don't see a lot of physicality because everybody's going to the spread, the pretty things, throw it all over. And we did that here my first 3 years, and that was the way it was. And now we've got back to the old school way, and we're going to line up and 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and then hopefully our kids keep getting physical, and we wear people down in the second half.
So, of your returning players, who is set for a breakout season in your eyes?
I see Wade Watkins. He started as sophomore at inside linebacker last year, led the team in tackles. I think he's going to have an exceptional year. He's going to get some duties at carrying the football. Eli Cates was a freshman last year, sophomore. He's doing real well. Kayshawn Woodson, freshman last year, sophomore. I mean, we got a lot of kids. Logan Cates started every game as a freshman last year. Great thing, start tight end, inside linebacker. Gavin Dowd started as a freshman last year, going to be our starting center this year. We got a lot of young kids that we have high expectations for. We just hope that Friday night lights is not too big for them. You know, when you're going in, you know they're going to have jitters. They're going to make mistakes. They're young. But we got to make those mistakes going 100 miles an hour.
So you mentioned your freshman class and how large of a group it is. Have any of those guys stepped up and really impressed you so far through camp?
Yeah, they're just young. You know, I tried not to play freshmen. Sometimes in 4A football in a smaller school, you have to. And I'd love not to play freshmen. But we've got a lot of kids that's stepping up and doing good things and growing every day. And that's what we're trying to get them where they just keep growing.
Looking ahead at the schedule, nobody really wants to look ahead, no coach does. But the first 3 weeks are, I'll say it's brutal. At Carter, at Unicoi, and then Greenville comes here. How important is it to get off to a good start?
Oh, any season, you know, that first game, sometimes it can set the whole tone of the year. And, you know, Carter's local. It's about a 7-mile trip. It's turned into a pretty good rival, and, you know, they're very talented. They got a lot of athletes. Coach Helton does a great job with them down there. They're scary because they can go make a play, and their speed's tough. And then, you know, anytime you go up to Unicoi, it's a battle. You know, it's a long haul up there. You don't think you're ever going to get there, and then you miss a turn or two, and you get caught in a subdivision like we did, and it takes 30 minutes to get turned around. And then the Green Devils, you know, they're just them and Alcoa and Anderson County and Elizabeth, and are the 4 horsemen in Region 1 and 2 and 4A. And, you know, no matter if you're in Region 1 or Region 2, you got those 4 to deal with. And, you know, Greenville's always tough. Greenville plays very good football, very physical, very athletic, very big, very strong. But it's exciting to be able to play them here. It's exciting to challenge the opportunity to be able to play a top-tier team, and it's a measuring stick of where we'll be. So, you know, we just got to play. You got to show up, play, and grow up in a hurry.
What I have noticed about the schedule for all the county schools, there's been a resurgence of county teams playing each other again. You've got Pigeon Forge and Seymour this year. How important and big are those games as far as community goes?
Well, Seymour's a lot more important than it used to be because they're in the region now. You know, and it's going to be a big one this year because we play it on Friday night. High school Mark Packer thing, and I think that's great for both programs. I think it's great PR for both schools. And you know, Coach Woods makes the Pigeon Forge rivalry a little bit better because he used to be the head coach here, and me and Heath are real good friends. And you know, it's just fun to play those games. You can throw your records out. It don't matter what the records are. The kids get up because they know each other. They grew up with them, and it's fun weeks, those weeks when we play in county and really have good crowds and good gates, and a lot of smack talking, I'm sure, goes on out in the community, and people work with each other. Their kid goes to this school and probably come up with some wagers on some things. But it's a good atmosphere. It's good for Sevier County. It's good for high school football to be able to play the teams in this county and create rivalries and just to be able to create the people coming over, shut the town down, because, you know, high school football used to be everybody shut down, went to a game, and now it's changing a lot. The cultures get away from being school spirit and stuff, and, you know, that's what we're trying to build here. We want it to be about the community of Kodak, and people get excited about this high school and this football program.
Kind of led into my next set of questions. It's kind of about the culture. What are the standards that you hold that your Northview Cougars to? What standards do you want them to have?
I'll be honest, when I first got the job, I was more worried about getting people out, trying to get the numbers up because there wasn't a lot here. And the last couple of years, we've let basically anybody be part of the team and things like that. And as a staff, we decided we got to change the culture, and the only way we change the culture, we got to have standards and, three things, team rules we have: don't embarrass me, don't embarrass this team, don't embarrass yourself, and don't embarrass this school. That's our standards. If you get by with those four things, it pretty much covers everything else. So that's the things we're trying to get built, and I feel like we're making leadway. We're still climbing a hill. Still got a long ways to go, but we just got to strive each day and take baby steps and just make sure we're moving in the right direction.
Beyond the wins and losses, what does success look like for the Northview Academy?
Seeing our kids grow, seeing our kids learn the game of football, seeing our kids become great young men, learn how to be leaders in the community, leaders in the school, set great examples. That's our biggest thing, is do things the right way and do it the right way all the time.
And with that, how do you keep the players focused on the process rather than, say, the outcome?
Shoot, if I knew that answer, I'd be a millionaire right now probably. But no, we just try to talk and we try. I preach a little bit, but I try not to. But we just try to talk and tell them, here's the way it's going to be. Here's what we got to focus on. We got to block out the outside and concentrate on the inside, and that's hard to do as a high school kid these days. A lot of things going on: social media, cell phone, gaming, all kinds of stuff goes on, and so we're fighting a battle. Coaching's different than it was 22 years ago when I started, and I see it change every year up to this. It's big time different from 5 years ago, but we just got to stay the course, believe in the process, and keep encouraging these kids to do the right thing and learn from it.
So through the years, you've had guys go on to bigger things college-wise. How fun, though, has it been to watch Mason succeed at UT?
Oh, it's great. I've had a lot of success with players. I got one that just signed at $45 million to start center Detroit Lions, Cade Mays, and and seeing Mason grow from his childhood dream was to go run through the T and to be on full scholarship and being able to compete to get on the field. For a little boy that played at Kodak, Tennessee, he got to play in a game, and the announcer goes, "Guys, I don't mean to sound bad, but where's Kodak, Tennessee?" That's great for him and his family, and it's great for this program. We got some kids. It's Evan Pottekers at Middle Tennessee. Richard Bell is at Columbia University. Jalen Stowes is at Tusculum, and they're all in the mix to be starters for that program. And that just hats off to the coaches here. My staff's done a great job getting those kids ready to play, and we try to get the kids here ready for the next level. That's our goal as coaches. We're going to win some, we're going to lose some, but the big picture is get these kids ready to play at the next level if that's the ambitions they have.
You had mentioned about the community. What is your message to the Kodak community as far as this team goes?
Come out and support them. They need your support. They need support. They love it when you're here. Cheer for the guys. Come and show up for them. Come and talk to them. Tell them how proud you are of them. No matter the outcome, come and support them on Friday nights. And after the game, come out on the field, talk to them, tell them how much you enjoyed it, and just it gives our team confidence, and it gives this community confidence in this program is what we're trying to get done.
So if we're sitting here after the last game, whenever that is, what do you want to be said about this football team?
They did everything they possibly could to be successful. And if they do that, then who cares how many wins and losses you have? As long as they've done everything possibly, they've done everything the right way. And our motto is we play as hard as we can for 4 quarters. At the end of the game, we'll look up and see what the score is.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this year.
Thank you, sir.